everybody, and welcome to our Unbound webinar. We're so excited that you've decided to join us today. So we are your Break Free Initiatives team, and what Kat's going to explain in a minute is that everyone who's registered is going to be broken up into 4 different teams, and thankfully there's 4 of us, so we'll be individually manning a specific team. So Christina is going to be with our fantasy sci-fi team. I will be mystery and suspense, and my name is Kayla. Roy is going to be on our historical fiction team, and Kat is going to be leading our romance genre team. So we are so excited to be gearing up to launch our Unbound initiative this year. First of all, for you guys tuning in live, we'd love for you to share your favorite book in the chat. We'd also like for you to include your name with it because we will be drawing for a big prize at the end of this webinar. Like I said, my name is Kayla, and my favorite book growing up was the Nancy Drew series. I love anything to do with mysteries, things that make my brain work and try to figure them out. So I loved reading Nancy Drew growing up. I'll drop Kat, Christina, and Roy's favorite books in the chat as Kat gets started with our webinar.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kayla. And we hope that as soon as you join us, you do that because, as Kayla mentioned, we will be giving away a prize at the end. All right. Thanks for joining our Unbound webinar. Unbound is our month-long readathon that we started many moons ago. And we are really excited that you guys are joining us because this is a really special initiative. It's not really like a lot of our other initiatives because it has a lot of sort of mini little activities built in as you're kind of going through with this big, massive readathon that goes from the first day of February until the last day of February. And so we're going to introduce you to how to kind of run the readathon and then how these weekly challenges and other sort of extension activities build on the readathon to make it a really fun experience for kids. First and foremost, we want to tell you that you do not have to have a certain set of books to do a readathon with us. Everyone will be receiving a special book this year. But in addition to that, any books that you have available for students, any magazines, any graphic novels, any newspapers that students want to read as a part of Unbound is absolutely acceptable. So we do get this question quite a lot. So I wanted to make sure that up front we let you know whatever you have at your students' disposal is absolutely appropriate for them to participate in Unbound. But if you do have any further questions about books, don't hesitate to reach out and let us know. The first thing you can do to build some excitement around Unbound is to hang up our poster. Every year we redesign a new poster to kind of get some excitement going. So you can print out the Unbound poster. It's available on our website, and throughout this webinar, we will be posting a link to our website where all of our materials are downloadable. If you have any issues downloading a material, just reach out and we'll help you find the right format for your space. In fact, yesterday we converted all of the materials for someone and I saved it in a little folder. So if that ends up applying to you, they're ready to go. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. This is our calendar for Unbound, and we will be launching on Monday, February 1st. At the end of that week, you'll have your first weekly submission due. So each week we'll have a little challenge that we're going over. You do not have to participate in the weekly challenges. The kids do enjoy them. There may be some that are easier versus others. We have come up with lots of digital and virtual options for those of you who are still in a remote setting, or maybe a hybrid, or who knows, right? In a week's time, you could end up being at home and therefore have to switch the materials around. So we are very flexible, happy to help you think through whatever situation you're currently experiencing in your space. Over here, you'll see that our tally sheets are due on the following Mondays. Now, some of you are already saying, oh, the 15th, we're not in school. No worries. As soon as you come back, you'll deliver your tally sheets. So don't worry about that. We just ask you to try to get them in as quickly as possible because it makes it more exciting when we're showcasing our leaderboard and sharing out who's kind of in the lead at that time. Some of you also might have a vacation, a February break during this month. And if that happens, you just sort of take a break from sending in your minutes and your information. You pick back up with us when you get back. So don't worry about any of those things. We know that this month can be a little tricky with those items, but we try our best to work around them. On Tuesdays, we'll be announcing our weekly winners. So make sure you get those submissions in on Friday. We'll be reviewing them on Monday when your tally sheets are due, and then we'll be announcing our winner on Tuesday every week. Our last day of reading is Sunday the 28th. So a lot of folks like to have an end of Unbound kind of party or readathon day. It's nice that it's kind of falling on a weekend for those of you who have the flexibility to make that a special day. And some people might do it on Friday the 26th. So there's a lot of different options there for you. And then we're going to announce our winners on Friday the 5th. So every month, this becomes part of the most stressful part of Unbound. So we want to give you some tips on collecting your tally sheets and then filling in your tracker. So this document over here on the left is your tracker. It's already pre-set up so that when you're typing in students' information, and that could just be a first initial, you do not need to put full names or full last names or any identifying criteria. And then you're just going to put in the average number of minutes that that student read. And it's an estimate. So we'll share with you some ways that you can help collect that information or ways that people can sign off on it as students are reading and tallying their minutes every week. But we have a little tally form that goes each day of the week. They can put in their minutes and then it'll automatically average out and then tally at the bottom your average number of minutes for all of your participating students. We find that this is the best way to collect the data. We really want it to be about the average amount of time students are reading and not about how many pages they're reading or how many books they've read. Although we do ask you as you're collecting the data to tell us when students finish books, because we create this really big list of all the books that students have read, and we'd like to publish the number at the end. So it's good for us to not only know what books your students are interested in, but which ones were so interesting and captivating, they held their attention until the end. Next up is our Unbound Weekly Report. This is where you'll attach your tracker to this report and fill out the information about your school. So it is going to ask you kind of the total number of books students read this week, what team you're on, what school you are. Try to keep this information as consistent as possible. We ask that only one representative from each school fill out the weekly report because each school will be assigned to a single team. And this just helps us kind of keep the data. We have 91 people signed up for Unbound, so it's a lot of people submitting their tallies and keeping the tracker straight each week. Lastly, you can visit this YouTube video over here, and we can share a link to these slides on our website after the webinar is over, and you can go watch this video, but it is also live on our site. And it just walks you through a little bit more in depth, opening the tally sheet tracker and going through and putting in all of your information and then submitting your form. So if you need a deeper dive into it, I would definitely suggest checking out that video. And here is our sort of innovative way to track minutes for students. In the beginning of Unbound, a teacher shared with us this great idea where students had designed their own bookmarks and they were tracking their minutes on the bookmarks. So we decided to take that teacher's idea and put some awesome Unbound branding on it and share it out with the world. And we redesign these bookmarks every year. So this year, these are the bookmarks. They're available on our webpage to download, or you can create your own. And each student can have a weekly bookmark where they can track their minutes. And then this could also be a place where you might want to ask someone to put their initials or something to verify that students have read, if that's something you're concerned about. And then you can enter this information and collect their bookmarks at the end of each week and put it into your tally. So we found this has been a really helpful model for a lot of folks. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Christina to walk you through our leaderboard.
Yes, so our leaderboard is super fun and exciting, and this is something that's going to be live on our website. So if you go to our website, it's going to be housed at the very bottom. You can scroll down, and we're going to be updating it live every time that we get those tallies in on Mondays. So please, there's another call to please get your tallies submitted on time so that our leaderboard can be as accurate as possible. But what's so great about this is it ranks the schools, so you'll be able to find your individual school and how you are standing in comparison to all the other schools. And then it also ranks the different teams. So as we have been mentioning, every school that signs up, everybody's going to be divided into 4 different teams. So this is a fun thing to kind of maybe check out with your students on a regular basis to kind of see your standing and hopefully encourage them to get a little competitive and keep reading more. So that's our leaderboard. And then the other thing that I want to share that I'm very excited about this year, we have a focus book. So our focus book this year is going to be Erica Sanchez's I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. What's even more exciting about just the book being wonderful is that every school that has signed up to participate is going to be receiving a free copy of the book. So we, in addition to Unbound, host a monthly book club, and this is the book for February. So we wanted to kind of spotlight this a little more and make it so that more students could read it. So if you have registered and signed up, you will be getting a copy of the book. It will be sent to you and the shipping address that you provided in that registration. And in addition to getting the book, we're also going to be sharing our student journal and discussion questions that we've created for our book club. So hopefully your students someone will pick up this book and enjoy it. And maybe when Kat starts talking about the different weekly challenges that are coming up, we hope your students might, focus on this book to do some of those fun, exciting activities. So that's our focus book and something new. And we're looking forward to getting that out to all of you guys that have signed up. And Kat's gonna chit chat about our weekly challenges that we have.
Yeah, and as Christina mentioned, in our weekly challenges, we really do hope that you think about looking through the lens of that book as you create things like decorate your door. This was a really popular weekly challenge from last year. We do have a virtual door for those remote learners out there. So there's a digital version that students could create. And what we ask you to do is to decorate a door. Again, this is very flexible. If you don't have a door that you can decorate in your space, decorate a wall, decorate a table. We're really open. We know how challenging it can be to have kind of strict guidelines of what you need to do sometimes in a secure school. And so we want you to be as flexible as possible. And you can use the digital or the physical version. Make sure that you turn in either a picture of your physical door. As you can see on the right-hand side, we have some of the winners from last year. Or your digital door will download as a JPEG and you can email your submission to us. We know that sometimes with photographs, which a lot of our weekly challenges output into a JPEG or a photograph, it can be difficult to submit those into forms. And so we just asked this year that you email your weekly challenge submissions. We will make sure that everything gets organized into a nice folder when we're reviewing them to pick our winner. But this will ensure that as you're submitting things, you're not running into any challenges. The biggest thing I can tell you from those of us who are reviewing the door contest is that we really want to see some student input. So we want to see that students were involved in the decoration of the door, be it physical or digital, and that it wasn't something that was just created by adults. So next up in our challenges, we have weekly challenge 2. This is a new one for us this year. This is design a book cover. And basically you can take a book that you have already read and think about how would I design the book cover of, Harry Potter? How would I design the book cover of, I'm blanking on books now, y'all. What was I thinking about? Oh, Hunger Games, right? What would I want the focus of the book cover to be? So with that in mind, you have a template that you can manipulate in any way you want to, and then download that as a JPEG and submit it through email. We do ask that students only submit one book cover redesign per student, but you can have as many submissions per school as you would like. So that is our week 2 challenge. Our week 3 challenge is our book review template. So we're really excited about our book reviews. We have a new book review page that we've launched. So I'm going to click out and show you that now. This is our new student book review page. And as you click through, you'll see that we start off here in the library, and you can click on any of these books to see student book reviews that have already been published. I, of course, clicked on my favorite book, Forged by Fire, which I read in one sitting, and then made all of my children read because I think it's an incredible book. And by the way, there's also a sequel. So what happens is you submit a book review, we review the book reviews, and then we decide which ones are going to get published on our page. So not every book review gets published, but those that do win a prize. So that is a really kind of fun one to take advantage of. And again, only one book review per student. I think the first year we did this, we had a student who submitted like 26 book reviews. It was adorable. This kid really liked reviewing books. But it's a lot for us to read, so we want to make sure that we limit it to one per student. Our week 4 challenge is also a new one. We want you to turn your favorite book quote into art. So on the right-hand side here, you can see some quotes from different books. The Book Thief on the bottom right, Hunger Games, and then I'm blanking again around this one, Runner. What is it?
Maze Runner.
Maze Runner.
Maze Runner.
Oh my gosh. You guys need to be on my trivia team. Okay. So Maze Runner. So basically students can take any quote from a book that they're reading and create an artistic representation. As you can see here, it doesn't always have to be that the characters necessarily come to life. You could use logos, you can use words in artistic ways. There aren't a lot of rules around this. We just want to see some of the art that you guys are capable of making. And we've heard that art is a big thing that your students like to do. So this could be physical, it could be digital. It's totally up to you how you want to create it. Just download it as a JPEG and submit it for your weekly challenge 4. Next up are some extension activities. This one's a new one. So this is kind of a fun activity that you can do with your students called the Golden Ticket. We will give each school access to a single golden ticket that can be hidden inside of one book inside of your library. And your library is not necessarily a physical place that you go to called a library. It's just your selection of books. It could be a stack of books on your desk or a bookshelf in your room or an actual library. And what we ask is that when a student finds the golden ticket inside of a book and finishes reading said book, you can notify us that your golden ticket has been found and the book has been read, and you will get a prize. One of the cool things about the golden ticket is that teachers will often place this in a book that doesn't normally get read to really encourage kids to move away from sort of those common picked books on your shelf. So it can be an incentive to get kids excited about reading a new genre or a new type of book they wouldn't normally go for. So each school can have one golden ticket and redeem one golden ticket for a prize anytime during the month of February. So we hope you guys will enjoy that fun activity. And then we also have an extension activity. We know we're investing in readers, but we also have a lot of really great writers out there. And we know one of the best things for writers is to be a reader. And so sometimes the catalyst for a great story can come from reading a story someone has already written. And with that in mind, we've designed a fan fiction extension activity. And so you can take this activity and apply it into your class and ask students to take the characters from a book they're reading or the setting or a story. There's lots of different options here. There's also an example, and really take it to the next level by continuing to make the story come alive in a different way. And so we'll take those fan fiction different submissions that you have, and we will also be giving some prizes out for those as well. So we're really excited about offering that and can't wait to see what you all have to say about the characters of the books that you are reading. So lastly, I wanted to share some of the awards. At any time during the month of February, you can access the first book certificate. We learned around, I think, the second year we were doing Unbound, that a lot of students were reading their first book cover to cover in the Unbound program. And we were so proud to offer an opportunity for that we wanted to reward students that receive this accomplishment through the Unbound Readathon. And so you can download this certificate and insert the information of that student and give them that certificate at any time during the month. Next up is our Most Inspired Award. Towards the end of February, we'll be reaching out to you to find out which students really overcame obstacles to be successful with Unbound. And you'll share those stories with us, and we will select a handful of students to win the Most Inspired Award. And last but not least, we have our Above and Beyond Teacher Award. We know that there's a lot of work that we've designed for students, but the work is also being done by teachers. We've seen some incredible projects designed by teachers. We've seen insane displays that have been designed by schools with teachers holding books and creating posters. We've seen lesson plans, bookmarks designed. So anything that you are doing in your school that really takes it above and beyond, don't forget to share that with us, because every year we love to give a Kindle to one of our favorite teachers who's doing some amazing work during Unbound. So that's it on the awards front. Don't hesitate to throw in some questions, but I know what you are all excited about is drawing a prize. So I'm going to let Kayla take over here to spin the wheel, and Roy is going to be announcing our prize winner.
Thanks, Kat, and thanks to you all for attending and participating. Now we are going to do our prize challenge. Kayla, can you pull up the wheel for me?
I told you I'd be your best Vanna. Dun, dun, dun. All right.
And the winner is,
Lisa.
Congratulations. The winner is Lisa Vegas.
Lisa Vegas from Hawaii. We're so excited. Yay that you're joining us. She just signed up yesterday, you all.
Wow.
Yay.
We'll be sending the book bundle your way. Congratulations again.
Yes, it might take a little extra because you're in Hawaii, but we're going to get that out to you soon. Thank you guys so much, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions.